together?
Yo, Cartel work different, man. Not like let's see. I'm always punctual when it comes to studio time. Just like with ALKALINE, I did find this video, ALKALINE freestyling on internet when he was going to school.
Yeah.
I call my brethren one named Chris.
Yeah, no, welcome to your BLAX channel, everyone, where you get the latest updates and reviews. And this show, we come to talk about ANJU BLAXX. And in the meantime, I want to big up Chris SATTA for this interview here with ANJU BLAXX. ANJU BLAXX is a well-known producer who have enough achievement on him belt. And in the interview, he basically explain him, nah, this nobody, that's one thing I like about the interview. Him never this no one. Even though, you know, him and enough of them fall out and thing, but him never this no one. And him basically talk about him music journey in the industry. And him give you a rundown on some of my artists them when work with, like the likes of VYBZ KARTEL, ALKALINE, Tamale and Bugle. So yeah, people, this is a must watch. So let's check it out. We're soon forward.
How did you first get involved in production? Was the first thing I was going to ask you.
I was a selector at one point. When I was younger, I did have a sound system named Uptempo. But before I did own my sound system, I used to play for next sound called Dirty Dozen. It was like, you know, Dirty Cup Crew, Sean Paul.
Okay, yeah.
There was a guy named Janai that I used to pirate. He was a little older, and he did have the sound named Dirty Dozen. So I used to like spin records for him at like smaller events, because there was a big sound at the time. So I'd play at like the small events like the Sweet 16s and everything. And then I branch off and do my own thing after that. So I did have my own sound. Then from there, so now my brother Black Diamond, he was doing production at the time, can build beats too. And in the end up I buy me a drum machine and tell me say I need to learn that, because selecting that they really make much money, because the sound thing will go down, because DJs are going to come up. So you know, it's more single DJs than sound systems now. So we used to have like speaker boxes and all them shit. So we end up having to sell them, buy up some studio gear, and then we just start learn from scratch. We used to hang out with we's good friends with, so we's good friends with the Jammies family. So
okay, so
usually down at Jammies and watching and learning, you know.
Yeah.
Then end up going full sail, doing the engineering course and the business course, and start working in New York. Used to work as young bird engineer for a few years. Then I come back down to Jamaica, start working the Roach. Most of the producers them used to work with down here. You know, so I was running Jammies for like probably a year or two. And then I link up with Mikey Bennett for about 2 years.
Big up Mikey Bennett.
Yeah, doing work with Mikey Bennett and his son then. Then I started doing I kind of branch off and do my thing now. So start working with Cartel, Family, Popcorn, ALKALINE, everybody. And then now I get locked up like 3-4 years ago. And from a come out, I kind of did that come back down. Music is like a muscle memory thing. So if you're not practicing and doing it all the while, you gotta leave it for a little bit. So you have to tune up back yourself. So it may take a little while and tune up back. Change up my sound a little bit and create a new label. So I kind of whole catalog and have my new label named Black State. So I have new artists on the label. And just new production and a new vibe, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
You know?
So obviously there's a big difference between someone who's like just a beat maker and someone who's a producer as well. You're someone who falls under both of those categories, right?
Yeah. So I build my own beats. Sometimes I call in musicians, it depends on the vibe. Sometimes I collab. It's good to collab. I always try to find the right set of people, you know, that match my sound and my tone and my vision, you know. But it's kind of hard to build beats and mix. Sometimes you have to take like 5 months and build beats, and in the next 5 months and just do the mixing.
Right. Okay.
You know. But
So
like when I was younger, I used to like build beats every day, like 5 beats a day or so. But I kind of don't like that method anymore because stuff starts sounding the same, and you know. So I just build based upon projects.
So when you're building a rhythm, do you make it with like a specific artist in mind, or how does it start?
No, I don't make it with a specific artist in mind. Sometimes it might come out and you might hear the rhythm and say, oh, that sounds like a Tamil or a ALKALINE or stuff. But I write songs myself too, so I usually, every beat for me make, I always write songs too.
Okay.
So
yeah.
Usually the beat is probably usually geared to me still, to what I'm thinking in my head, you know. So I really don't base my productions off, oh, this artist I need to get this artist on it, you know. I'll get like.
So when you make a rhythm and then you think, okay, this artist would sound good on it, what's the process? Do you send it to them, like email it to them, or do you invite them to the studio, or how does that work?
I preferably would like them to come to the studio, you know, because I invest in a lot of expensive gear, and it would sound better if them work in the studio with me and we can get feedback. And but majority of the artists them like for you to email them the beats and them send you what they want, and sometimes the song don't record good, or you know, based upon where them recording it. So there's a lot of cleaning up to mix the songs, and so that's the hard part. But I'd prefer an artist to come in the studio and we'll vibe, we'll get a better vibe. 90% of the hit songs them they have is when them come in the studio and vibe.
Okay.
You know? Yeah.
So how much of an influence do you have over what the artist says or what the artist does on the rhythm? Like, do you just leave them to it, or how much advice or influence do you have?
No, you know, I always put in my input, so it's probably like a 50-50, or sometimes I might give my 25. It depends on the artist vibe, you know. Some artists don't like TikTok, so but me still have to give my 2 point, you know. But it's always better when you have when the music is like a conversation and we can back and forth. When it's not like that, it's just your perspective, and not because you're hot or you have hot songs on the road. Everything that you say will work. But if you go work with a producer, you should listen to what the producer wants to, because them have a vision. So that's how I like to work still.
Yeah. So when you're making like a juggling rhythm, do you make it specifically knowing that it's going to be a juggling rhythm, or does it just depend on what the first artist sounds like?
It depends on usually it's the arrangement. So if I build a beat and it have a complex arrangement, I would not juggle it, because it may gear for everybody to DJ, you know. When you build a beat and it's easy for you to find songs on, say like if you're a songwriter yourself and you build beats and you build the beat, and all of a sudden you can find 3, 4, 5 songs on the beat. You just know that it's a juggling, you know.
Right.
When you have a beat and you're only hearing one main melody throughout the whole beat, and the melody kind of too captivating, you just leave it as a single, because everybody if you do juggle it, people go sing the melody of the beat, so you get all the songs will come out the same or similar. So you have to watch, like producers have to watch out for that when they're doing jugglings.
So how do you decide which artists you want to get on the juggling rhythm?
Usually I work with people who are good with, and sometimes, most of the times I go up on go online, or I find young artists who have a drive and have a sound that I like. You know, them probably don't have a big body, you know. But I always find some young artists who are bad and give them a strength, you know. So it all depends. It all depends. But what I always try gear for is having a anchor artist on a juggling, so it bring attention to the compilation, you know. And I'll put young artists on it, but I'm not gonna put too much, because if you put too much, it's like you're giving them a strength, but you're not giving them a strength, because when the crowd see too much young artists on a artwork, they won't listen. But if them see some familiar names and a young artist, them going to listen to the young artist. You know, so that's probably my strategy of doing things too. But a lot of times I go on Instagram and I click on people paid freestyles or them songs that them put out, or I go on YouTube and say, oh, that song bad, and I call it.
Okay.
You know?
So then from a financial point of view, I don't know if it's different in dancehall to other sort of industries, but like how, in general, how does it work financially for a producer in Jamaica? Like how do you go from voicing an artist to then getting the money into your account?
Well, it depends. Like if you have say me as a producer, I own a studio. I have different streams of income, like studio time, selling beats, co-producing, what else now? Like writing songs, doing overdubs for people. So that's just one income. That's a couple of incomes right there. So now with producing a juggling or an artist now, how we would make our money is basically by getting the song as relevant as possible. Because if it's not relevant, not much streams you're gonna get. You know, unless the artists have a hardcore fan base.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't really do it thinking of money. Because if I'm gonna do it thinking of money, it's gonna become this business thing and I care about that. So I have somebody else I deal with that part, you know. So I just keep my mind focused on just getting some good music, doing some good music. Cause it might not make money now, but probably later on, somebody sample it in a movie or resample the song and your life change. So you should never base your moves on mainly money moves, because money moves don't mean anything really much in music, because music lasts longer than money, because as you get the money it's spent, you know. So you have to just do good music will make you feel good. The reason why I do music is like it's a therapy for me too. So when me do music, it calm down my mind, it keep me out of trouble. It's a good recreation. Get for me good people and just have fun, isn't it? It should always be about fun and getting a good vibe. Cause nothing nicer than when you build a bad rhythm and you hear an artist with a bad song and you say, blow, whoa, that's the song, and you feel good for the whole day, the whole month. You know, so
yeah. And one artist that you definitely had a lot of those moments with is Tommy Lee. Like you two are kind of quite connected in a way. Like tell me about your friendship with Tommy Lee. Like, how did it first come about?
You know, is when I just start work with Cartel. I meet Tommy Lee and like the producers them who was around at the time. I think I was the first producer that was around at the time to voice him, like in Kingston. So because I was probably the first person to kind of vibe with him and voice him, we kind of build a friendship from there, and we kind of start sit down now and start fine tune what we want the music to be, you know. So him have an understanding and a listening ear also, you know. So throughout the years, it's just magic when we go in a studio, you know. Easy, cause at the time, both our brain was at the same wavelength, you know, in terms of belief and certain little things. So that's why the music could have come out and sound dark and heart racing and all that shit, you know. Yeah, because I like that kind of stuff, and him like that stuff too. So it naturally get come out in the music. It not go sound fake, like, you know, when people do bad man song, it's either it sound real or it sound like, you just address song. When time you do it, it sound real, like you can picture it like a movie. Yeah, so. And then Bugle is the next one, next artist where when you work with him a certain way, or let's say, at the time when we was doing the Tommy Lee and them, I end up I reading him 4-play with him, and Bugle end up give this him keep on giving me some real life approach to music, and it's every time him sing something on my beat is something on me I go through at the same time too. So it just naturally work, you know. Same like with when I was doing popcorn thing them too. Just because I was around them at the time, I know them personalities, so I know how to bring out the music and find something or just coordinate with them vibe, you know. So that's why most of those things when I was producing for them always work, you know. But no, I still produce for Tommy and stuff, and Bugle, but right now I just kind of gearing to new artists.
Yeah, I can see that.
Getting new artists out, you know. It's just like with ALKALINE. I did find this video of ALKALINE freestyling on the internet when he was going to school.
Yeah.
I call my brethren one named Chris Brown, one drummer, and I ask him if he know the artist. I say, yeah, I'm artist. I promote him. So I say, all right, yo, bring him in. And that's how they end up at the 1, 2, 3 and all of them songs there. Yeah. You know, so I always looking out and listening out for new acts who have something different or something for, like, if them, so, cause you have some artists who are bad and it's just not for now. It's probably later on, but it's not now. But when I did hear him, it did sound like no, like, yo, this man need for bust now. So when you hear that and you start work with the artist, it's not a pressure, but it gives you more drive to find that hit song. So that's how they get those songs working. And Tommy and them, man.
What was it like working with Cartel on that first hit that you had together?
Yo, Cartel work different, and now like let's see. I'm always punctual when it comes to studio time. You can hear me?
Yeah, sorry, I lost you there. You got me?
Yeah, you can hear me now.
Yeah, sorry. So you said he'd be there from 7:30 in the morning.
Yeah, so he will be there from 7:30 in the morning if I'm telling 8 o'clock. And usually we leave studio like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. So he would say, yo, 7 o'clock in the morning again. So I don't know when him find time for sleep. But him dead the same way and him ready for work again. So
yeah,
it's like a joy working with him because he's a legend in the music too, you know. And but now like he was the first artist that pay me out of his pocket, and every time I go studio and pay me. I'm not talking about some $10,000. I'm gonna give me $1,000 and all that thing there. So even work just for me as a young producer at the time, working with them money and them a pay me. It's like him see my work, I know what I can do too. So my eyes I got respect for him for that. He set my career on a certain level.
What was it about you and your work you think that he liked and respected?
Live in the studio, a studio rat. When him voicing or mixing same time, by the time him come out, the song don't mix. By the time him come out and go drink and come back and ready for talk and say turn it up, like make him hear it back, it don't mix and bounce out. So we mix and voice same time. Cause we just, you see, because I always did want to work with him, I have to carry my A game and my father. But now I go just sit down and wait for him to say, oh, yo, Ray, you know. There was a point where I couldn't find enough rhythm for him. And just a voice, you know. And at the time I was building rhythm for about 4 other producers at the same time. I'm mixing them stuff.
Wow.
That was around Kartel at the same time. So I had the 5 people work, my work and them 4 man work. Plus Kartel juggling them, you know. So I mix, I build rhythm, my voice. Till me they end up have to call Dinier and say, yo, I'm gonna make you meet Kartel. And Dinier and Kartel start work, so Dinier did start doing a lot of engineering for him too.
Yeah. Sick.
So I want the toughest man in the studio, man. Nah, like.
And was he, when he went into the booth, would he like, at that point was he writing lyrics still, or did he just go into the booth and just voice it without any preparation?
Him have no preparation. We do one album for Dre Skull in one, like call it 24 hour with their studio, and it's an album, full album, bare new rhythm. You don't know nothing about rhythm.
That's crazy.
And it's like Dre Skull was giving him directions like, yo, I want a freestyle on this, I want this, I want that. So him like work like that to Kartel like work so to him like direction to know, but people might think him don't like direction, but if he give my advice, he will take it, you know. Depends on who. So him take the advice to him do it. I'm always execute it wicked too.
So as a younger producer at that time, were you like not intimidated, but were you know, did you feel like you couldn't really give too much direction to Kartel?
No, at that time I was just engineering and doing things.
Oh, engineering and mixing, yeah.
I wasn't trying to interfere with anything. You know? No, but even before Kartel, when I was in New York with Youngberg, them Vice, Foxy Brown, Vice, enough big artists, big hip hop artists, so we grew up listening to, you know, Cameron, Purpose City. Yeah, so it's like they already used to be in a studio with big guns, you know. So it's just a matter of fact of me being on my A game more than being a starstruck fan.
Sure.
You know.
And you said that he was one of the few artists who actually paid you, you know, reasonably and stuff like that. Do you find that when you look back now on those days, do you feel like you were treated fairly, like in general, by artists and stuff like that?
Yeah. Alright. You see, music is a business where you're not supposed to take it personal, right? And I kind of take things personal after I come out of jail, because you don't know you come out of jail and you're like emotional and you watch everybody around you and them things. So I kind of start take things personal and start think about my best interest now. So at the time when I was working with everybody, no, I wouldn't say anybody would be unfair or treat me unfair or nothing, or deal with things unfair. It's just what I would have taken to reach my milestone. You know? So sometimes you have to kick the bucket before you can use it, you know? So that may have to do. You know? But no, I wouldn't say that any unfair, just that people is people, artists is artists. Them go change their mind, them go want to do anything they want to do. You know, and at the same time, I not going to be that person what they sit down and be dictated to. You know, I was never that type of person, you know. It's not like I'm hungry, I'm growing, I'm coming on music and I don't have money for live or nothing, so I have to work out for somebody time, you know. If you look at my gear, them each thing costs at least $2,000-3,000 US. So, and it's not music bringing them things neither. Music make money now, but I get my like to buy my equipment, man. I'm born fortunate, so it's like I was never frightened over who had or who have more money than me or whatever. Me know what I can do. I know my talent. I know what I have. So if you don't want to work with me, it's fine. There's other people out there to work with.
You know? And you mentioned that when you came back from your time away, like a lot of people like turned their backs on you. Like, were you talking about artists or who are you talking about?
Artists, people who was on my team, everything. Maybe it's me are looking at it too deep, or me just kind of get fed up of the little stuff them a pile up.
Yeah.
You know, because at one point I have a studio up at my house in Millsboro, and I get this big light bill for almost $2 million, and nobody, may help out every artist, free studio time, you're there every day working, but nobody not giving nothing, family give me something. You understand what I say? So one thing I know about Tommy, anytime something drastic will happen to the studio, he always help out. I remember when my computer did just get psycho sound, and the light the chip out and hit the computer, so it wasn't turning on. Him first big money when he make him buy a brand new computer, $4,000, just so, you know, and he never asked back for nothing. He just always just want to work. So I like to work with people like that who have integrity and understand. Yeah. You're a dream at the same time. You know?
Yeah, man. So you spoke about earlier. Obviously, you made a lot of hits with Popcorn. Like you two are, you seem to have a good chemistry. You know, you made some hits together. What's the situation like? You and Popcorn good or?
Popcorn good, man. Him a doing thing and me a do my thing. You know? You don't know, everything in our life have changed and movements. So me see where the wave I go, so me just move. Yeah. At the same time, I have to think about Black State and UIM and my artists. Then I can't just suffocate everybody to deal with one person or deal with two people. No. You know, so how I set it now, I like how I have my business structure now. If I have it like this, them time there, it's a total different ball game. You know, it's just that them time there I wasn't really thinking about the business structure. I was just love music and I do music. You know, if a man come in the studio, yo, I want a rhythm of game already. Free. Mix rhythm free. I used to mix free till everybody come to me.
Do you regret doing that now?
No, I don't regret nothing, no, because it's practice. Each time I mix somebody project, it's like I always find something new for do. You know, I don't use presets. Start over from scratch. So if I gonna give you, if you give me a beat for mix, I gonna give it my all from scratch coming up. So it have a sound for that particular beat. You know, I'm not gonna just throw on a preset and say, oh, it clean. I don't really mix clean. I like to drive stuff. Sometimes the mix would sound good, sometimes it don't sound good. It's just how the vibe is, you know. But I try to put my all in to make it perfect, whether it's perfect for me or perfect for you.
So now you seem to be focusing more, as you said, on voicing, you know, younger artists. What is it that you love about working with younger artists in particular?
Younger artists are just fresh mind. Them not so industrialized where them know what the people them want to hear and them go continuously giving them the same stuff. No, when you're working with young artists, it's a more competitive thing now. So you have to find a different angle to take music so you can capture that audience. And when you do find something what stick out for a young artist, when everybody, all the bigger artists them having them songs and you have a one young artist just jump out, it feel good. You know, because there's a lot of work you put into to get to there. It's not luck. Sometimes it's luck for some people, but with me it's not luck, it's hard work and proper planning. Yeah.
So is there something about working with the quote unquote bigger artists that maybe now you're not so keen on? Like, is it because of like politics or ego, or what? Is there another reason? No, the streaming is good. There's no problem with the streaming part, but I like to challenge myself still. And you have to remember now, no artist not gonna run the place forever. You understand? So if 5 years pass, I'm still working with the same set of artists that don't make sense. God, every year a new artist jump up. There's a whole heap of young artists out there who are talented and they need a strength, they need a listening ear. Them look up to me as a producer and they would have loved to voice for me, so I'm just voice it. So I try to make the money stop me from helping other people with them dream too. You know? But I guess enough time young artists would link me for buy a rhythm, and I know my price for a rhythm, but me just ask them, yo, what's your budget? If them say whatever I'm work with, whatever. It's whatever them can afford. You know, cause at the same time, I still have to charge cause life and them thing like. Yeah. You know, I have to keep the business around. Sometimes I get some people go through the gate free. You know, so I still have a opening arm and do good stuff for people. Yeah. So is there not a part of you that is kind of tempted to maybe just, because obviously with the younger artists, you know, you might build a sound, you might build a foundation, but it might be harder to make that hit song with a younger artist who not many people know. Is there part of you that feels like tempted to just work with the bigger artists to make that hit? No, and get that sort of hype, that, you know, that sort of hype from it? Not really, no, because almost every artist in a dancehall I work with already. So I wouldn't want to just keep on doing my new bad beats and say, all right, here it is, here our next rhythm here, maintain a career. No, I want to bust somebody's career now. I want to bust more careers. The more careers I can bust is the more cement my name and business can be in the industry.
But if I keep on doing something with that one artist, it just get repetitive. People get bored of it. But if once in a while I do jump out with one of your favorite artists, you get appreciate it more than me keep on all my juggling them is the same lineup. No.
Yeah, for sure.
Because music can get boring like movie. You know, you watch it too much. You know.
And is that a danger when you're working with the same artist over and over again? Can it be easy to sort of lose your creativity a bit?
Sometimes. A lot of the time. Because you're doing the same thing over and over. And them say when you do the same thing over and over every day, you're insane. So I'm trying to make myself go insane. So I try to find something new. Sometimes you find a young artist and you just give a different inspiration, different direction, and you do something in a music where you never think about, and you just work and you feel good and you have that under your belt.
Can it ever be, I don't know, frustrating is the right word, but frustrating, or because obviously a lot of the younger artists are going to maybe need a bit more work from you, a bit more input from you. They might not be able to just step into the booth and lay down a song like Kartel or Popcorn. Like, can that ever frustrate you as a producer? Like, you just want someone who can just work, who can just do the job straight away, sort of thing.
No, I know enough engineers get bored or irritated when artists not getting the right note or doing the right line. No, I don't really have a lot of patience, so that don't really bother me. Like, me have all the time. Within a studio, we have all the time. It's not like me have to rent studio.
Okay,
watch studio time. So it's my place. So you come to voice for me, we get the song done. Whether if it's 3 day take for voice or we'll voice it today and next month it voice over. You know, like I put out a track with Luna and Conscience. It took me 3 years to put out that song because it when I just voiced it, it was a wicked idea. And a year later, we end up getting the Conscience feature. Then a couple months later, I revamped the instrumental. Then we changed the verse. Luna changed her verse. Then a couple months later, we changed the verse again, and then I mixed it for like 5 months straight until the song ready. You know, sent about 4 different master engineer, never like it, so I just do it over myself. You know, so it's always a process, but when you do put it out and the final project out, you feel better, you feel good because you know how much time you put into the song. Even if it don't make much money now or whatever, it's still out there. I ain't gonna be out there forever. You know?
So how much attention do you pay to the response that a record gets? Because obviously, like you said, it can take like maybe 3 years to get a record out. When it goes out, maybe it doesn't have the response that you were expecting or hoping. Like, can that be disheartening, or are you always focused on the next? I
used to feel that way, but I really don't care. I just put out songs. I reached that point where I don't get emotionally attached to a song, so I just work on it or put it out. If we go shoot the video, we shoot the video. If we go do extra promotion, we do it. But I'm not going to bank on it and say, oh, this will be the hit and we have to do it this way. Because we as producers will fall in love with the music. We as artists will fall in love with the music and we expect people to love it. But sometimes it's not your best project in love. Sometimes it's the stupidest thing you ever do in love. Like, I never even put much emphasis on this song, Dagger That. I did that when I was going to Full Sail, and I was going to high school in Canada, and I produced a song Dagger That by Braga for Roach and Purge Rhythm, and them songs they take off, and it's not like they put much focus and say, yo, this gonna be a hit. Just do it because something for do.
And how much, if the record doesn't get maybe the response that you expected or whatever, is that, how much is that is down to what you do, like in terms of marketing? Like how much can you actually affect how well a song does? Because now it seems like people are putting out songs, they'll put them out on their YouTube channel and then they'll release them on iTunes, whatever, but that's about all the promotion that they give it, if you know what I mean.
Why there's no right way, no, because sometimes you can put all the money and promote a song and video and everything, and it will probably get 10,000 views, and you put out a song by a next artist, what just happen, people just happen to want to hear that song now, and it gone millions. So there's no way you can judge it, you know. But your ears will develop a thing where it sound like it ready.
Okay.
You know, you have some people with good ears and no hits, you know. So yeah, I really don't have a gauge where I can say, all right, I can judge if they hit or how much money to put in on a song, or, you know. Cause even right now, there's so much things going on the internet, and people have short
attention span, yeah,
short mind span or whatever, and it's like while them on them phone and scroll through Instagram, them and listen to music and watch movie, and
yeah, distractions.
So for you, for somebody to really sit down and listen to a song for 3 minutes is a good thing. So if you even get 10, if you even get 500 views and somebody sitting, 500 people sit down and listen to your song, there's a lot of people. It might not be might not be in the big scale, but to how life set now and all the other distractions, it's a good thing. From you get people that listen to your music, it just gets spread, you know.
And I guess that's something that's changed since from when you started to now.
Yeah.
That attention span has probably got shorter and shorter.
Yeah, because before it was mainly music used to bust off a radio. So if you're good with the radio, if you're good with radio and you have a couple players on radio that respect your movement and believe in what you do, then will give you a good push on your song with bus. But now everything changed. People hardly listen in radio. If they do listen in radio, them dep on them phone, listening music too. Or I watch a video or whatever. So no, you just have to put, if you're putting out music now, it can't just be the raw song alone. You have to find some form of way to attract people, whether it's the artwork, a lyric video, cartoon video, music video, something, dancing. You have to have something to go with the song, because just listening boring now. Just listening to stuff alone boring, because people like to visualize things now. We reach a stage in our life where everything is visual more than audible. So if it's not visually enticing, them not gonna like it. You might have a stupid song but a wicked video and them love that. You have a wicked song and a full video, it just not go work, you know.
Yeah, facts.
So it's all about packaging and presentation.
Now recently there's been a lot of talk about the lack of unity in dancehall, and you actually posted something with regards to that, saying that, you know, people have been a bit hypocritical about wanting unification in dancehall when they were the ones who contributed to the lack of unity. All
right, let me tell you the psychology right now. So it's either when somebody on top and they're not on top anymore, them guys start posting about, yo, there should be unity. You know, so because you're not on top anymore, you're not controlling the segregation, and you're not in that circle anymore. You get start post about unity and everybody to link up. No, it was never like that in Jamaica. One time it used to be, because like when Main Street and Madhouse Records and Steely and Cleveland them used to put out them rhythm, every artist used to just, every bad artist, young artist, flop artist used to just flock to them, to that producer, to Vice, and then go to the next producer and Vice. So everybody have the same big juggling with this, everybody favorite artists, and that's why every rhythm used to hit them time there. Now it start reach a point where artists don't want Vice on the juggling because our next man they on the juggling. So them afraid of competition. It's really competition it boils down to. Them don't want to be competitive anymore. But
do you think so?
we as
or is
it
ego? Is it more ego?
Ego. I just say ego too, because them feel like a man would feel like them better than everybody else, so them don't need them need that exclusive. There's a time for exclusive and a time for juggling. And dancehall is, me personally don't care what anybody in the music wants to say, but dancehall built off of juggling. Juggling is the core of dancehall. I can't tell the last time a song hit out of Jamaica, that was not a dancehall. That come off of juggling and became a single. Matter about big, massive hit. You know?
True.
Probably one of the last ones.
Toast, I guess Toast is coffee, maybe, but that's it.
No.
But that's more reggae, I guess.
That's more on a reggae scale. You know?
No, I see what you mean. I know what you mean. What you mean. Yeah, definitely.
You know? Everybody busts off a dancehall. Kartel, Movado, Ponte, Shabba, everybody busts off a dancehall. Juggling. It was always a juggling. It was always a hot juggling. And when one song hit on a juggling, every song hit on the juggling.
Yeah,
so now, if I'm an artist and a juggling and you're an artist and I don't like you, and I know I have a hit song for that juggling, I not going to voice it because you would on it and I'm not going to give you a strength.
So should the producers take more responsibility for that and put their foot down and say, look, if you want to be on this rhythm, you're going to have to go on this rhythm with this artist as well?
That's if they want to put them foot down, but
that's what I mean.
I wouldn't necessarily tell them to do that, because at the same time, every producer want a boss and they want a big artist voice for them, so they're not gonna want to turn down an artist and get a bad name, you know. Like I would do it now because I don't really care if somebody want to give me a bad name, you know. But
so even if someone like you, who is you know an established and like respected producer, would you still face those issues now if you wanted to voice two rival artists on a rhythm, do you think?
You know, say them now go come to me and tell me say them don't want the song, but them don't want me put out the song, but them would, after I put out the song now, them probably would just start moving left. But I might not be advised that and dictate it like that. Just because how me I carry myself, I might not go dictate it like that. You know?
Yeah.
But probably a younger artist, a man would just say, yo, in order for you to put out this song, you can't put no other artist on the rhythm and 50 to 80% will be mine, and no. So that's what's going on now. So anytime the producer them can remember now, in America or in anywhere outside of Jamaica, the bulk of the decision and the game is in the producer hand. It's just Jamaica alone. Decision is in the artist's hand.
But it used to be in the producer's hand, didn't it?
Used to be. It used to be until it was like a movement of, it was like a generational movement of artists what start them gang or start them crew to push out producers. So like Alliance, like what I'll say, like say Alliance Farm. Alliance Farm, say, I remember don't use Alliance. Let me use Sprite. See? ANJU BLAXX, me are the big artist now.
You watching this panel? Yeah.
Yeah, so me is the big artist, ANJU BLAXX now. And
yeah.
I said and say, alright. Okay, go around them producer, you know. So what me I gonna do is farm Sprite and sign all the bad artists them or the man them are hot or near hot under this Sprite movement, and all of it we only voice for people who will feel like want to voice for. So now instead of voicing for a big artist now, we're gonna voice for, we're gonna find a little man and take him rhythm and just voice and put out. When I think they give the producer a highlight, just take the rhythm, put Sprite Entertainment presents big juggling with Pepsi and everybody, and all of a sudden now you wonder why the song them not hit, and then it just starts a movement called artists like to see trends. So if them see the leader of the game doing it, them gonna do it themselves. So that's what's going on now. So
it's all about building. It's all about building, further strengthening the artist's name and their brand, rather than going to other producers.
That's right. And sometimes when you do it like that, is always to benefit the big person in or the big bull in that crew. You know, cause you always have some groups, and yeah, Sprite is a gang. We run the place. Me I run the place, but I'm not gonna make Pepsi boss because I mean control Sprite now. I'm done set it away where him burn bridges with a lot of people because him loyalty to me. So now if I don't feel like voicing, I can slow down his career.
Yeah.
So is that going on now? There's a lot of that going on. I want to tell you there's a wave going on right now. That me like. The producer them and the musician them getting very smart. So you have a lot of producers now that in the dancehall game that voicing the big acts them, but them still not getting a highlight as a producer. Those are the ones that I'm sorry for. But you have a next set of producers and artists and musicians that doing things on a bigger scale. Not with these big artists, but probably branching out and collabing with foreign people and showcasing them talent the right way or a better way than being dictated to. And them probably making more money than some of the artists them down here. You know? Because real and truly, sometimes, honestly, we as producers, sometimes we don't need to even build songs, no. We don't even have to give an artist a song to make money, no. You have sites like BeatStars, you have whole heap of places, you just post your instrumental. If you go up on YouTube right now, you have instrumentals alone that knocking 200 or 20 million views, not just instrumentals, no. 200,000 views and no song not upon it. But artists get download it and listen it and sing on it. And we just get calico money. So how the game going now, with the producer then they have to find a different outlet other than being stifled by if an artist don't want to voice for them. So where it reach now is like there's more streamlines for us to make money than an artist to make money. Because if an artist don't have a hit song or not getting bookings, them not gonna make no money. Because you can't build with them, you can't mix them, you can't voice. So you know. But we as producers and musicians and engineers in Jamaica will get zero respect in the industry.
You think producers should know their worth more, do you think?
Producers worth more than anything else in our music. Is them make the music. The artist is also the 50% holder of the music, them singing the song, that's who the crowd go like. But at the beginning stage, you need a beat. Because nobody gonna sit down and listen to a cappella.
That's true.
I don't know anybody who go to a club and listen to a cappella and dancing. You have to have the beat. So you have to respect the producer. And you have to respect the engineer who press record and put on the auto-tune, because if the crowd can hear how you really sound, they like you. So respect the producer and the engineer. You know?
Indy says some producers are reducers.
Yeah, man. Reducers, and you have engineers and you have engine gear. You know? you have some man what say them are engineer, but them don't know nothing. Them just know for press record. But
Alan Brando, big up Alan Brando, says both play their parts. So I guess it's a 50-50.
yeah, everybody, artists play them part. But there's, alright, when it comes to a song, artists play a part. Play them part, producer play them part. It's 50-50. But we as producers, we don't need for just always looking for artists to voice. If nobody wants to voice for you, post your instrumentals. Just build some wicked instrumentals and post it. You're frightened to see how much money you make. You know? Because every day somebody downloading a beat off a BeatStar from you, or a sell drum kits or something, and you're making money. People just like, producers like your sound all over the